Andrew Abbott faced Peterson and the Mets. July the 20th, he went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, 6 hits. Mets wound up winning that game 3-2, the only game they won in that 3-game series. Francisco Lindor went just 1 for 10 in the series in Detroit. First pitch of the night from Abbott is in there for a strike, and we're underway.
Abbott pitching from the third base side of that. Oh, right in the middle of the rubber, Ron.
Yeah, unusual.
I feel as though this game should be played in the old NFC Central. It's a black and blue division game.
That's right.
Reds are wearing black. The Mets are wearing blue. Up and away, 2 balls and a strike to Lindor, who's 3 for 7 with a home run against Abbott, who has made 3 career starts against the Mets. 0-1, 3.68 ERA. Just his 3rd big league season. And that just missed. 3 balls and a strike.
Abbott had a tough August and was winless. Lost 4 of his 5 starts.
It's not a tall guy. He's only 6 feet tall. That's ball 4, and Lindor is on with a leadoff walk. So Abbott, who had not been walking people, walked 4 in 5 innings in his last start against St. Louis, and walks his first batter tonight.
As part of his charm is that usually he is just impeccable with his control, but he's been getting behind hitters. That's why he had the tough August.
So here is Soto, who is just raging hot. Went 5 for 11 in the series in Detroit with a couple of homers and 7 RBIs in the 3 games. And he takes a fastball at the letters for a strike. Mets have been hitting much better against lefties lately, but for the season they have struggled against left-handed pitching. Curveball outside, 1-1. The OPS for the Mets against lefties is 704, against righties 782.
Wind's blowing out tonight. This ballpark usually plays tiny.
It doesn't matter. This ball flies out of here.
Well, especially to right center field. There's a gap in the stands on the third base side, which creates a wind tunnel that blows the ball out to right center field. And you get the ball up in the air in that part of the ballpark, it usually gets an extra boost.
He has not been able to get, and I'm talking about Abbott, getting his slider over yet.
That's ripped through a hole, a base hit for Soto. Lindor turns second. He'll go on to third. Marte's throw across the diamond too late. And the Mets have an instant threat, first and third, and nobody out.
Lindor all the way, and it didn't hesitate. There's a fastball, and Juan is so quick inside. And that's good situational hitting right there.
Marte came up as an infielder, so they're going to try to take advantage of his arm each and every chance they get, hustling Lindor to third.
He showed a strong arm throwing to third, but was inaccurate, and he also double clutched on the exchange.
If he hadn't hesitated, he might have had a shot at Lindor. As Alonso swings through a fastball, 0-1. Pete's been red hot. 5 hits in the last 2 games in Detroit, and over a little longer stretch, last 9 games, hitting .425. Another fastball beats him, and it's 0-2.
Well, Toronto scored 12 and 13 runs the last 2 games of the series here just prior to the Mets coming to town. And the way the Mets have been hitting, it's like bombs away. The Met fans are hoping for that.
Pete's got 113 RBIs, second in the National League. Takes that fastball up and away. Steady diet of fastballs from Abbott to Alonso. Well, the Reds scored 9 runs in each of the last 2 games against Toronto. It was the first time they'd lost back-to-back games where they scored 9 runs since 1970, and only the second time since 1894. Reds have been around a long time.
Yes, they have. And I have fond memories of the old Red Machine. I've got the great fortune to have played against them in my career. What a great team that was.
Soto got picked off in the Mets' last game. He's taken no liberties at first base. And Pete foul tips it for strike 3, and that's the first out of the game.
Every pitch, Ron, above the belt was Pete, up and away.
Yeah, he just ran it up and away from Pete. That ball was supposed to be in, and he missed off the plate away. Pete still offered at it.
Saw Stevenson catch that ball on the foul tip. Tyler Stevenson has a fractured left thumb. It's right at the tip of his thumb. So you got both catchers coming back from hand injuries tonight. Now Vientos swings at a pitch up out of the strike zone.
Now remember, keep an eye on Soto. It's a good time to steal a base because Vientos is such a double play threat. But he got picked off in Detroit.
It's a much shorter lead. And Vientos fouls off a fastball, so that is a change in plan from Abbott, who came out throwing his curveball, but has gone with exclusively fastballs against Alonso and Vientos. Vientos over the last 17 games, 8 homers, 22 RBIs, and 1158 OPS. Taps that one slowly. That's going to stay fair, and that's going to bring in a run. An infield hit for Vientos, and it's 1-0 New York. Well, last year, Mark Vientos had about 15 of those top ground balls to third for infield hits. He gets one here to give the Mets the early lead.
And it had a ribeye steak in it, too, so it was a double your pleasure, double your fun.
I mean, you couldn't have bunted it down the line better than that.
55 RBIs for Vientos, and the Mets have the early lead. And now Brandon Nimmo, who's been an RBI machine lately. Brandon's got a 10-game hitting streak, hitting .405 over the 10 games, longest current hitting streak in the majors.
There's his first slider for a strike in a good spot. Brandon went 1 for 4 yesterday in Detroit and hit 4 on the button and only came up, only 1 hit to show for it.
Soto dancing off second, and Nimmo takes a sinker down and in.
Ronnie and I went out to eat. We ran into Brandon, and I told Brandon, "Gosh, you hit the ball hard." And what was his response? All the miles per hour on each hit. He did. I said, "Yeah, you hit it hard."
He knows. There goes Soto stealing third. The throw by Stevenson, not in time. That is stolen base number 28 for Juan Soto.
It's really inexcusable what's going on.
Well, that time he didn't get the big walking lead, but he still got a pretty good jump.
I mean, to steal third base with a left-handed hitter up, easy pickings usually for a catcher, but Abbott let him get too big of a lead.
Abbott's a little slow home, too, is he not?
Yep.
It's 11 steals and 12 tries against Abbott this year. Now runners at the corners with 1 out, with a run already home. And Nimmo sucks one in the air to center field. That'll get the run in at least. Back goes Friedel onto the warning track right at the face. And he made the catch.
Wow.
Tagging is Soto. He comes in to score. TJ Friedel takes a 3-run homer away from Brandon Nimmo, reaching up over the wall and bringing it back. And the stolen base pays off with Soto coming home to score despite the home run robbery, and it's 2-0 Mets.
Oh, Brandon's got to be saying, what do I got to do? Look at this. He robbed him.
Right on the webbing. Timed it perfectly. Vientos was able to advance to second on the play. That puts him into scoring position with 2 out. And a chance for Starling Marte with 2 runs already in. And Marte takes curveball at his feet for ball 1. And that was something by Friedel.
I'll say he ran a long way for that ball. When he hit the warning track, he checked out where the fence was.
Marte hitless in his last 8 at-bats after a long hot streak. Trying to pick up Vientos from second with 2 out. One thing about this park, because it is very small, it's not as easy to score from second base on a base hit to the outfield,
exactly.
Particularly if you don't run particularly well, which is the case with Vientos. Poke the other way, that may fall in, and it does for a base hit. Vientos on his way home. Marte dunks the single into right, and the Mets have 3 runs home in the top of the first. Marte with his 29th run batted in, and the Mets scoring early.
He just little ball that sunk away from him and just went out. No overswing. And just kind of punched it out there down the line.
Remember, the Mets played 16 days in a row. They rare off day yesterday, and they've come back revitalized. Wow.
Well, Vientos tagging up on that catch by Friedel pays off in a run.
I thought it was going to be a bad running play because if that bounces off the wall, he wouldn't have scored. But Friedel made the great catch, and he got over the second.
So 2 important running plays, one by Soto stealing third. That resulted in a run, and Vientos going to second on the tag up, also bringing in a run. Now Jeff McNeil, who is 9 for his last 16, has his average up to 266.
Abbott doesn't have much of a move. He doesn't really step over there either. But they don't call that against lefties.
McNeil has been the Mets' best average hitter against left-handers all year, batting .292 against lefties. Blue Moon bright spot, the Mets offense the last 22 games. Best in the majors in just about every important category. Fouls back a hanger.
It sure was. It just looks to me that Abbott has got a fastball that runs away. If he keeps it down, it sinks. He's got a flat slider. He's on the same plane with both his fastball and his breaking balls.
Mets have faced 8 consecutive right-handed starters before tonight, and feasting on the lefty in the first inning. And McNeil pops one up. This one's playable for Steer, backing up, called off by McLean, and he puts it away to retire the side. But the Mets cash 3 in the opening inning and hand David Peterson a lead.